What is it about a Jon Jones that separates him from everybody else? I mean, you fought some of the baddest men on the planet. Chuck Liddell, we talked about. Rampage. I mean, you name him, you fought him. And then there's Jon Jones, who it just seems like he's been performing on a different level than everybody else.
Jon has a belief in himself that has never been shaken. And the belief that he has is crazy.
Well, he had to defend himself to NFL caliber brothers his whole life.
But I mean, and I couldn't imagine bringing myself to a fight on the heels of some of the things that he had to bring himself to a fight. You know, a lot of times when he was getting to the cage, he was coming from a very uncomfortable situation where he's got in trouble for something. And he had that in the background. And, you know, sometimes when you get so many detours outside the cage, your life outside the cage gets bigger than your life inside the cage, and it starts to overshadow the work that you do inside the cage.
He was even able to turn that into a win when he had one of the greatest trash-talking moments of all time where DC was getting after him. He's like, I beat you after a night of coke and hookers. Knock it off. Like,
right.
That's the only fight in my career where I've been almost close to 100%. And none of my injuries hurt, and I trained really hard where I was like overconfident. I thought I was going to beat the shit out of that kid. I really thought I was.
Is that the loss that hurts the most?
No, that's not the one that hurt the most. Jon Jones turned out to be like one of the best fighters in the world. You know, he got me with one of my most weaknesses, rear naked choke. That's not the one that hurt me the most. My last fight is the one that hurt me the most.
In a recent interview, Jon Jones opened up about the hardest punch he's ever taken in his career, and surprisingly, it didn't come from heavy hitters like Glover Teixeira. According to Jones, it was Rashad Evans who delivered the most impactful shot. He caught me with an overhand right, the same punch he used to drop Chuck Liddell, Jones recalled. The moment clearly stuck with the UFC legend, leaving a lasting impression in a career filled with elite competition.
I feel as if I'm hitting harder, and I'm excited to, I wobble Rampage a little bit when I hit him, and wobble Leota when I hit him, and I think out of all those guys, Rashad has the weakest chin. I think he has the weakest chin I've fought in since 2010. And
do you remember seeing that opening in that Chuck fight?
I remember in that fight, he kept hitting me with like his right hand. His right hand is crazy because usually I can tell what punch you're going to throw or likely to throw just based on how your shoulder opens up when you're getting ready to swing, right? So I couldn't really tell what Chuck was throwing because it all kind of looked the same. So I couldn't tell which punch that he was going to throw with his right hand, but I knew his right hand was coming. So I was like, okay, so whenever he throws, I'm a throw. It's called throw on throw. And I caught him with the right hand and I was like, whoa, it was crazy.
He's down, hands down. Rashad Evans has knocked out Chuck Liddell.
It wasn't just the power of the punch that stunned Jones, it was also the incredible speed.
And he's getting more confident, no question about it. He's down, hands down. Rashad Evans has knocked out Chuck Liddell. Out cold. Unbelievable. Wow. Rashad Evans has done it. Woo. Let's look at this. Chuck Liddell moving forward. Boom. Right on the button. Chuck threw the uppercut. Rashad came over the top, Joe.
It wasn't that he hit me so hard, it was the speed, Jon Jones admitted, reflecting on the overhand right Rashad Evans landed during their fight. It felt almost like an overhand slap. He hit me so fast, I didn't even know what it was. Despite being visibly rocked by the punch, Jones managed to stay upright, showing his trademark resilience and composure inside the octagon. He caught me right on the edge of my chin, and I remember my legs just going out of control, Jones recalled. Then I refocused and got my balance back. Thank God I didn't go unconscious, because honestly, I probably should have.
First, crawl, not up into the cage, but crawl towards an opponent once the fight started. And that was with Rampage Jackson. And the Rampage Jackson fight, I feel like I was the first fighter to ever crawl towards an opponent while the time's ticking, right? Listen, Steve-O, you get down sometime and you look at the next guy that cuts you off in line or something. You just get down and you start to give him this look and you start crawling up to him. So it's intimidating.
Jones dominated the fight, securing a unanimous decision victory and defending his light heavyweight title. However, that one punch from Evans remains etched in his memory as a defining moment in his career.
Jon was one of my best training partners as far as bringing out creativity. He just had his natural ability to do things that a lot of fighters couldn't do. But I can see that he was anxious to be the man. That was the biggest conflict with that whole situation.
And because he's got the attention of Rashad with the left elbow. Big right hand by Aaron. Move forward. Flying knee. Big elbow. And another big flying knee. Oh, to the body. Beautiful switch kick to the body. Amazing wrestling background, but there's the first shot. It's the kick. Head kick misses. Follows it up. Back kick to follow up.
Jon?
Yeah, man. I mean, we're just doing our thing, holding it down. You know, that's how we do it. You know, one guy steps on the other guy's back, and we make sure we bring each other up. I mean, right now, Johnny's on the mic. You know what I'm saying? After that, it's me. And then, you know, it's Nate, KJ, whoever's after that. But we all ride off each other's momentum, and it starts here right now with Johnny Bone.
Dude, you saw me on stage saying, hey, guys.
I want to take this time to thank Daniel Cormier for being my biggest rival and motivator.
Why are you guys booing Daniel Cormier?
Yeah, I know.
This guy is a hell of a father. He's a hell of a teammate. He's, you know, I aspire to be a lot more like this man.
Absolutely no reason to hang his head. He has been a model champion.
At that very moment,
You were done.
I was done, man. I was done. He was sitting there crying on national TV.
If he wins both fights, there is no rivalry. So it hurts so bad trying to get close to him. Dude, it hurts so bad. Because you know me, like forward, head movement, get close, punch, take you down. But this dude be stepping back, kneeing me. And then I'll be like, okay, so I need to stop going forward. So now I'm at range and he blasts body kick and then body kick. So now you're like, I'm not going to stay on the end of these body kicks because they hurt. So then you get close and he needs you. But that knee just goes boom, right in the rib. Every time, boom, right in the rib. And then every now and again, they catch you right in the middle. That hurts bad, man.
I feel like Tom's been such an asshole. I don't want to do business with him. Like, his fans have been so annoying, but he's just an asshole. He's 30, so he's from this influencer generation where you hop online and the t-shirt sales and all that. Bro, if you had a little bit more respect, then maybe we could have worked something out, you know, but I just don't even want to do business with him. Fighting me gives him an opportunity to change his life forever. I don't even want to give him the opportunity. Just play his cards around with me personally. He's annoying to me. And that's my own personal, he annoys me. I get to you guys, you find it entertaining, but I find him annoying, and I just don't like him. And at the end of the day, if I give him the opportunity to fight me, I want to be so compensated. I want to say I want that you money, honestly. And that's just what it is. That's just what it is. Or else my life is perfect without him. I don't need him at all, and he needs me. And that's a good place to be in a negotiation. Okay, so I feel like narratives have been created that just truly aren't there. You can't duck a man that you were never scheduled to fight. It's like saying you got turned down by a girl who you never even hit on. You know what I'm saying? It's like me and Dana and Hunter have never sat down and talked about Tom Aspinall. He's never been on my radar. I mean, just a moment ago, it was him and Sergey that was fighting. And Sergey could be in this position right now, and I would still be in the same place of I've beat people my whole career, and once I beat them, like, the show just goes on. Like, I get that Tom is an exciting fighter. I get that finally, after 16 years, we found somebody who's 7 years younger than me and 30 pounds bigger than me. Like, we finally found someone who may give me a great challenge. And everyone wants to see it so bad. But for me, it's like, what is it? What's in it for me? He changes nothing if I beat him.
I think fans are dreaming about Jon Jones and Tom Aspinall. That's the fight I think they're dreaming about.
Yes.
I think that if Stipe wins the fight or Jon Jones wins the fight, the way that both of those guys are wired, I think they fight Aspinall. So we'll see.
You know, Aspinall to me is no difference than an Owen St. Prude or Dominic Reyes or dangerous established champions. So Tom can have the heavyweight championship. I don't really care about it. That my value doesn't lie in belts anymore. I've created something much bigger. I want Pereira.
Dana was in here and he said that he would really like not to make the Pereira fight, but if you and Alex did hound him, he would consider it. But he said that realistically, that's not a fight he wants to see because he thinks your skills with the wrestling and the size would sort of outweigh what Pereira has to offer. I'm curious what you think about Dana's take on that.
Man, styles mix matchups.
And I'm sure Pereira's knocked out many heavyweights in his day. I mean, he has a knockout power that transcends, like, it's bigger than weight. Pereira's special. And for me, it'd just be worth my while fighting against Pereira. You know, people can call me a duck and a chicken. I'm going to go home and cash a massive check. And so the duck and chicken thing is kind of funny. Yeah, that's kind of what I want. And if it doesn't line up, then professing my love for Jesus in front of everybody tonight and tell.
So I guess what is your plan moving forward for the next few weeks?
I'm not really worried about the Tom fight. I'm really worried about the Pereira fight. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. And I think if the UFC wants to have me back, then I think that's the fight they'll make. I've been really clear about my intentions. That's what I want. And I mean, I just feel like anybody would understand at this point. Like, you know, I'll retire the heavyweight belt if I have to. It's like, dude, give the guy what he wants at the end of the day, you know? And I'm not talking to Dana directly. I feel like I'm at a place now where, you know, like I want to take what I find to be super fights. I don't want to fight dangerous up and comers anymore. I want to fight dangerous. That my value doesn't lie in belts anymore. I've created something much bigger. I want Pereira.
Dana was in here and he said that he would really like not to make the Pereira fight, but if you and Alex did hound him, he would consider it. But he said that realistically, that's not a fight he wants to see because he thinks your skills with the wrestling and the size would sort of outweigh what Pereira has to offer. I'm curious what you think about Dana's take on that.
Man, styles makes matchups, and I'm sure Pereira's knocked out many heavyweights in his day. I mean, he has a knockout power that transcends, like, it's bigger than weight. Pereira's special. And for me, it'd just be worth my while fighting against Pereira. You know, people can call me a duck and a chicken. Home and cash a massive check. And so the duck and chicken thing is kind of funny. Yeah, that's kind of what I want. And if it doesn't line up, then professing my love for Jesus in front of everybody tonight and telling the world how proud I am to be an American champion, and fighting in front of my president, man, if that was my last fight ever, then I'm cool with that. That was the way to do it. I did the Donald Trump. That was the way to do it, man. So I think one of the really good things about negotiating is being willing to walk away from a deal. And that's the deal that I want. And if that's not what the fans want, then I guess I'll say sayonara.
Aspinall, I think they're trying to come to some sort of an agreement. The rumor is that he wants $30 million, and the UFC's going to pay it.
He does nothing for me. He does nothing for me. If you're a person that wants to see me really challenged, then I get it. 7 years younger, like 35 pounds bigger than me, right? I get it. It's like, wow, this John's so good. We finally found someone way younger and way bigger than him. Let's see how he does it. I get that narrative. But for me, if you were my manager, if you were on my team, why not fight against Pereira, a guy who's the same age as you, and we walk around the same exact size. Business-wise, it makes more sense. I'm going to call him this, fight the nobody that may be more dangerous, or fight the guy, all the accolades, who's incredibly dangerous.
I'm the best heavyweight in the world. Prove me wrong, John. If you think you are, prove me wrong. Simple, nothing personal. I ain't hating on nobody. I'm the best heavyweight in the world. If you think you are, let's settle it. Simple as that.
Stipe wins the fight or Jon Jones wins the fight, the way that both of those guys are wired, I think they fight Aspinall.
So as far as retirement, the idea for me is to go out there and beat Stipe. You know, how rude of us is it to just be completely looking past Stipe already? So the main goal is to get past Stipe. And if I can do it in a really dominant, devastating fashion, then the desire in my heart would be like, okay, now it's Alex Pereira. And if the UFC doesn't want that to happen, because ultimately it's the boss's decision, then it won't happen. And I'll just move on with my life. But that's one of the ways I look at it is, would you guys rather lose me or get one more super fight? And the only super fight that makes sense to me, not to everyone else, but to me and my team, is Alex Pereira.
Whether or not you'd fight Tom Aspinall, whether you retire after this fight, I know we'd all love to see you keep going. How do you feel right now?
You know what? While I got the moment, while everybody's cheering and so happy, I want to acknowledge Jesus Christ. And I know that there's millions of people around the world watching right now. And I just want to let you guys know that Jesus loves you so much. That's all I'll say about that. And as far as my future in the Octagon, I decided that maybe I will not retire. And that I have some conversations to have with Dana and Hunter. And we have some negotiating to do. And if everything goes right, maybe we'll give you guys what you want to see. I'm proud to be a great American champion. I'm proud to be a Christian American champion.
Aspinall and Curtis Blades fights the winner of Jon Jones, Stipe Miocic.
Absolutely. You're calling out Jon Jones.
Yeah.
Right? That's the boogeyman. Like, Jon Jones is the fucking boogeyman. When he fought Gustafsson, he had almost no training camp. They said he barely showed up. Talked to Jackson about it, and Greg Jackson was always like, he didn't even train for that fight. He pulled that fight off in the 4th and 5th rounds. That's when he really turned it up. So you're talking about a guy who hasn't even been training. And then you saw the real Jon Jones in the second fight. That's motivating.
I defended interim title.
Yeah.
Helen Brown defended it twice. If a situation arose, would you be prepared to defend that title again?
No, I ain't defending it again. I'm in a tough spot because Jon Jones is going to come back in a few months. So the Undisputed is going to be active. If the Undisputed is active, I should be fighting for the Undisputed next, and I won't move on that.
Obviously, you called out Jon Jones in the cage after the fight. Very respectful.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen his message and response?
Yeah, I've seen it. Jon Jones still needs to sign on a dotted line saying he's going to fight me. He can say whatever he wants. Saying stuff and doing stuff is completely different. So if you're watching, John, you're invited. Turn up, because I'll be there. If you sign up, I'll be there.
Well, you also talk about like the activity you wanted to fight. The name that's been mentioned is Alex Pereira.
Yeah.
Is that a fight you actually think could happen?
If it's for the Undisputed title, yeah, I'll fight anybody. Fight anybody for the Undisputed title. That's what I deserve. I deserve to fight for the Undisputed title next. So that's where that's going to be our next move for sure.
If Jon Jones had the chance of